Everyone talks about the first million. You've probably heard the phrase, the first million is the hardest. And that is absolutely true. But what almost no one tells you is the devastating truth about the second million. We imagine it's just another long, agonizing journey, another decade or two of grinding, budgeting, and watching the market inch along painfully slow. This common belief is the most damaging myth in personal finance because the second million is much, much closer than you think. It is going to arrive faster than you ever believed possible. Today, I'm going to show you the exact mathematical formula that allows your money to double its speed and accelerate your growth exponentially once you hit that first $1 million milestone. If you're still climbing toward your first million and you feel frustrated by the slow pace, you are right. You are absolutely right to feel slow and frustrated. The first million is agonizing not just because of the dollar amount, but because it is the learning phase. You are learning everything at once: how to spend, how to save, how to resist lifestyle creep, how to pay down debt, and how to invest. It feels like a slow, uphill battle because you are doing almost all the work. Your small portfolio is barely contributing. In the early years, even a great 10% market return only adds a few $1,000s. Your consistency and your contributions are carrying 90% of the weight. This is why it takes so long. Now look at the reality of the average person, according to the Federal Reserve. A household earning $75,000 per year, putting 20% into the market. It takes them a painful 20 to 25 years of consistent saving and investing just to reach that first $1 million. You are laying the foundation, and it's the hardest, slowest work in the whole process. But here is the unbelievable moment, the true tipping point. The second you cross the $1 million mark, the game changes completely. Suddenly, compounding stops feeling like a slow crawl and starts doing all the heavy lifting for you. Think about the difference. When you had $100,000 invested, a great 10% year gave you a gain of $10,000. It was hardly noticeable. But once your portfolio hits $1 million, that exact same 10% gain instantly becomes $100,000. That is an entire six-figure paycheck, a $100,000 paycheck that you collected without working a single extra hour. That single market movement in 1 year is now dramatically higher than most people's annual contributions. This is the point where the money officially takes over the work. It's like starting a campfire. In the beginning, you have to work endlessly. You are blowing on sparks, feeding it twigs, constantly nursing it to keep it alive. But once the fire finally catches, it begins to burn on its own. And every log you add just fuels the effortless blaze. That first million is the constant care. The second million is the self-sustaining inferno. This is where the physics of wealth truly takes hold. Early on, every percentage point of gain is minuscule compared to the cash you deposit. You contribute $10,000 and the market gives you $500 back. It's frustrating. But now with a $1 million principal, every percentage point is $10,000. And those contributions you are still making, they become secondary. They simply fuel the main engine. Your disciplined effort over 2 decades has created a critical mass. The rock you were pushing uphill has finally reached the peak, and now it's rolling downhill, accelerating with every rotation. This fundamental shift, where the engine is powered by market gains, not just your labor, is the secret acceleration mechanism that transforms your timeline. So how fast does the second million actually arrive? Let's look at the math, not the hype. The math behind this acceleration is surprisingly simple, and it's called the Rule of 72. You take the number 72 and divide it by your average annual rate of return. If you're earning 10%, 72 divided by 10 is 7.2. That's the exact number of years it takes your money to double. The first million took 20 years of blood, sweat, and discipline. The second million takes just 7 years, thanks mostly to momentum. This is why the distinction between net worth and investable assets is critical. Your home equity, while valuable, does not compound in this way. It might appreciate at 4% a year, but it can't double in 7. $1 million in investable assets is freedom. $1 million in home equity is merely security against the bank. To truly participate in this acceleration, Your money must be working, liquid, and in the market. This acceleration is why you hear these unbelievable true stories from people who have done it. One investor reported it took them 17.5 years to make the first million, but only 10 years to make the next two. Another hit 1 million at 48 and the second million just 4 years later at 52. This speed is the financial freedom you have been grinding for. It is the absolute proof that the system works. For our avatar, the person who has been struggling for 2 decades, this proof is their map to security. $1 million is the ticket, but it's only truly secure if your home is paid off. Otherwise, you are still too close to the median American household who retires with a terrifyingly low $200,000. The second million doesn't just arrive faster mathematically. It arrives faster because your mindset fundamentally changes. You are calmer. You stop panicking over market dips. You trust the process. Most importantly, hitting this milestone gives you the negotiating power you always wanted. You have the flexibility to walk away from a toxic job. You have the cushion to demand a higher salary. You have the calm authority to seek out better deals. This sense of control is the true reward of financial independence. This freedom is best illustrated in moments of crisis. Imagine an unexpected $10,000 bill, a car replacement, a new roof, or a sudden medical expense. When you were climbing towards the first million, that expense felt like a disaster. It was a setback that set you back 18 months, forcing you to panic, borrow, or make short-sighted decisions. But at $1 million, that $10,000 is still annoying, but it is no longer a crisis. It's a rounding error. You handle it calmly, without fear, because you know your portfolio has already generated that amount in gains this quarter. This is the compounding of confidence and discipline. You have mastered the financial game, and your psychological strength now protects your wealth from emotional, impulsive mistakes. This mental advantage alone shaves years off the journey to $2 million. It means you're no longer chasing money. You're attracting it through confidence and consistency. You are less likely to make the mistakes that slow down progress, like chasing risky, high-hype investments, because you no longer feel desperate to catch up. That consistency keeps the momentum going and transforms your disciplined habits into unstoppable wealth growth. Now here's the most surprising acceleration. The growth doesn't stop at $2 million. Most people quit or start overspending right before this exponential phase, when their money starts profiting hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. But if you stay in the game, the timeline shrinks again. If the jump from $1 million to $2 million took 7 years, the jump from $2 million to $3 million could take roughly 3 to 4 years. Why? Because your base is now $2 million. $2 million growing at 10% is $200,000 in growth on average in 1 year. That's double the growth of the first million milestone. By the time you are pushing towards $4 million, the math alone can carry you, producing over $300,000 in a single year. You spent decades struggling to collect a $10,000 gain. Now, your portfolio does it 30 times over, effortlessly. This is the very essence of the tipping point for wealth growth you may have searched for. It's a non-linear journey. If you are currently somewhere in that slow, grueling climb toward your first million, remember this: the struggle doesn't last forever. You are setting the foundation. You are building the discipline. You must stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 4 on social media. Wealth doesn't grow in a straight line. It bends upward dramatically, like a J-curve. The closer you get to that first $1 million, the faster the game speeds up. Every dollar you save now, every contribution you make, is building the momentum needed to launch you into that incredible acceleration phase. The second million is waiting. It is guaranteed by mathematics, not luck. Stick with it. The second million will arrive faster than you think. If this video gave you a sense of renewed hope and clarity, hit the like button and subscribe. And tell us in the comments, what is the next financial milestone you are fighting to hit?